Ciao tutti. Oggi we are starting some Italian practice on this channel, and this is not the first day that I've been looking into the language. I've actually been studying for a few weeks, and it's just taken until now before I was able to start recording. But this is kind of cool.
Like my style? Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos.
Words already in my mind even before starting. So this is not like a true day one. It's a day one in terms of the recording, but not in terms of studying. So, muito. I have a lot. And I'm not sure exactly where to start, but so far I've reviewed the conjugations. I've reviewed the alphabet, the pronouns, basic conjugations with irregular verbs and regular verbs, just for present indicative, some basic expressions. So I'll probably go through those first actually, just so you can kind of hear, how I start. So I've said this before, I always recommend it when you're going into a new language, just start with the alphabet, Don't try to be overachieving and extend deep into foreign territory. You need to understand how the language sounds on the most simple level. And that means just going through and practicing phonetics. So, the alphabet is short in this case, which is really cool. So we have A, B, Chi. Chi, the C in Italian makes a chi sound. Ch. D, E, F, G, H, H is H, I, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, kind of like in Spanish, R, S, T, U, V or V, V. It has two sounds for V, and Z is zeta. So yeah, that's the alphabet. Super small, which kind of makes it nice. Don't have to worry about X. That's always a weird letter in Romance languages because it has different sounds. So yeah, where I've kind of gotten so far is just moving through the basics. So let's kind of talk about some of the expressions that I've already looked into. So starting with please, thank you, see you soon, hi, good morning, etc. Okay, right now it's 11:51, so we would say buongiorno. But we could also say buona giornata, because good day. If the timing is moving into the day, afternoon, we could say good day. Buona giornata. Buonasera is used for the evening, and buonanotte is for the night. Now, just like in other Romance languages and in English, we have a differentiation of it's really good versus everything's good versus so good. Okay? So tutto bene is everything's good. So you can say sta bene also, which is it's good. So everything's good, tutto bene, very good, molto bene. And then let's see if we have one more differentiation. There is one more, and let me see. Okay, so good is così buono. Okay, so those are moving through the day. You could say ciao, and then salve, which I believe is more formal. Thank you, grazie, per favore, please, scusa, excuse me. Yeah, those are the basics. And prego for you're welcome. All right, so yeah, and then I know I'm just kind of hitting some random spots here, but this is kind of just going over what I have so far. So today, oggi, yesterday, ieri, tomorrow, domani. Okay, so that helps you just to talk about the time, the relative time, very similar to Spanish with, you know, the words for month, year, etc. Mes, same Spanish. Ano, no enye, it's just double N, ano. Okay, so now, without looking at my notes, okay, let's talk about a couple things. Let's talk about pronouns. So pronouns in Italian, what I've learned so far, you have several for, just like in German actually, when you're referring to you informal versus formal with second person singular and second person plural, there's two different cases. So that's a funky one. So let's start first with first person though. So with first person, we have io, I, and then noi, we. So for example, io sono, I am. Io sono cool, I'm cool. No. Noi siamo, we are. Okay, then you informal, singular, we have tu. With formal, you formal, we have lei with a capital L, lei. And then lei with a lowercase l refers to female, she. Lui refers to he. We already did noi, that's we. It is either essi or esso for male, masculine, or essa for female, feminine. So if you notice endings o and a, same like Spanish, o masculine, a feminine. Okay, now if we go to second person, you informal, that's for plural, so that's gonna be voi. So if you're referring to a group of people, it's like saying y'all, but informal. If you want to say formally, you say loro, so a capital L, loro. Okay, and then if you want to say for a group of people, third person, you say also loro. And same thing, those, essi for masculine and esse for feminine. So if you notice those endings, those refer to the endings of plurality. So if you have singular articles, if you have singular nouns, they are going to either have an o or a ending typically. O refers to masculine, a refers to feminine. E is I in English. It refers to masculine plural, and feminine plural has an e. So for example, if we take a noun like tavalo, the table, il tavalo, then if we say one, it's il tavalo. But if we say multiple, we say we change the article, tavali, il tavali. So now this masculine noun becomes plural by changing the article and changing the ending. So we have to accord both the articles and the endings of the nouns to match what we're talking about. So there's a lot more matching in this case than we see in other Romance languages, which makes it a little bit trickier. And so I've learned a few different nouns. Another good one is libro. Libro, it's the same. It's il libro, i libri. Okay, but we have other cases. This is where it gets tricky. So if you have a noun that ends with a S or a Z, or there's a few different sounds, consonants specifically, X, Y, PS, etc. Those end with, you use the article gli. So that's for plural. So gli studenti. So studenti is a masculine article. Normally we would say il studenti, but because it ends or it starts with an S sound, we actually say lo studenti, gli studenti. Lo studente, gli studenti. Okay. Now, the other cases that are good to mention are similar to French for the masculine and feminine. These represent cases where you start the noun with a vowel. So in French, if we said, for example, l'homme, the man, instead of saying le homme, we say l'homme. And same in Italian, we would say l'avero. So the tree, l'avero. And then we don't actually enunciate the article, we just attach it to the noun it refers to. So same in these cases, if it's masculine and has a liaison of sorts, we say gliaberi. And then of course, for feminine, that was just for masculine. For feminine, we have la casa, so la singular, female ending a, le casi, let's say that again, la casa, le casse. Okay, and then last one, so same thing with the liaison, we have a female article, le, and the noun starts with an A, so we say, example, la ranciata, and then plural becomes le aranciate. So that is un esempio, an example. And that is kind of a good place to wrap up the first episode. So, grazie por vedere questo episodio e arrivederci. I hope to see you soon. So, thanks for watching. And if you like this style of video, then definitely check out my future ones and consider subscribing. This is going to be probably a 2-week challenge just to learn as much as I can, as I plan on going to Italy for a few days in the next month. I do have a lot of notes that I've already completed, and so some of these episodes at first are probably going to be review, but I've already gone into, possessive adjectives, prepositions, and oh my gosh, this compound prepositions in Italian are the most difficult I've ever seen. I thought Portuguese was bad. No, this is definitely the worst one in terms of the combinations that you see. You see more combinations, more possibilities. It just blows my mind with how many exist. So it's gonna be interesting, just trying to keep track of all this in my head, because, with all these different rules that are so similar, it can get easy to just just implode. But we'll see. Hopefully it ends well. And there's not much writing on this, so it's all good. Tutto bene. All right. So ciao and peace.